day 2 of our COVID-19 exercise at home, learn the Turkish get-up with the amazing Terry Williams video series. All right, here we go. Step 3 is what we're doing on day 2. Step 3 is what? It's post to
high pelvis.
High pelvis. Very good. All right, let's get down on the floor. Let's get right into it. Let's quickly review for everyone's benefit. Head down there, feet down here. Let's quickly review for everyone's benefit, setting up beginning step 1, which if you saw my notes from yesterday is really step 2, because step 1 is really technically where you're starting on your side and you do roll to press. But for our purposes, we're skipping the roll portion because we don't have a kettlebell. So let's quickly review steps 1 and 2, right? Press to elbow, elbow to post. So whenever you're ready, get yourself set up. And I think that looks pretty good. All right, so show us step 1. Remembering we're engaging our ab, low ab, right? Packing the shoulders, making sure we protect this. We've got good alignment. Let me go grab the shoe for you. Balancing that right on the top of your wrist. That's step 1. All right, step 2 is elbow to post. Now, one thing I want to mention, which I did not mention yesterday, we want to keep the elbow locked out when we're in the post position. And you may need to adjust your hand position one way or another in order to get comfortable here. But remember, we're engaging our back. We want to imagine we're trying to pinch a coin between our shoulder blades. Lock out the elbow and get nice and tall. Lengthen the spine here as much as you can. So, without pausing too much, because this is a tiring position for you to be in, step 3 is post to high pelvis. Now, high pelvis is a challenging position to get into because this may be the first time that many of you are actually posting on a single arm. So I want to encourage you to make sure to create tension through your entire trunk. Engage your back. Stiffen this area here. Do everything that you can to let your body know that it's okay, it's safe. And then as you bridge up with the opposite side leg and hip, just move slowly. Be careful. Take it in chunks if that's what you need to. One other thing. This extended leg on the opposite side, that's not a support leg. It's kind of going along for the ride. But if you need to use a little extra support, it's okay by me. The key thing is here, we're learning the exercise one step at a time. We want to make sure that we're safe every step of the way. Once we get all of the pieces put together, we can come back and refine the movement. All right, Terry. Locked out elbow, vertical arm, locked out post elbow on the support side. What we want to do is hinge at the hip, go ahead and press right up into high pelvis. So this is truly a hip hinge type movement. Go ahead and lower down, Tara. Spin around so we can see what it looks like on the other side. This is a movement where we want to really keep the core or trunk nice and stiff and stable and hinge at the hip. So if we could imagine her hip joint right here, okay? That's a skewer. We want to keep this nice and stable. So she's pinching this coin here. This arm is vertical. She's doing a great job here. Just follow on. Stay still as I talk my way through it. We can adjust this foot position, move it in or out, but you're going to find that it being a little closer to your hips is probably easier, but feel free to adjust that. Remember, this leg's going along for the ride. Here's our skewer, and we're going to hinge by pressing up. Nice and slow with this, Terry. Nice and slow. And make sure that foot is all the way down on the floor, Terry. So lower back down. So here's an error that we caught her right in the middle of. This foot needs to remain flat on the floor, on the ground. So in this instance, what she probably learned, you can confirm for me, is that foot was a little too close to your hip. A little too close. You weren't able to keep that foot nice and flat.
Yeah.
All right? So again, we're balancing on opposite arms and legs. She's moved that foot out just a little bit. Here's our skewer. And remember one last thing, Tara, and I know you're getting tired. That gaze needs to remain right on your wrist so you're looking up the entire time. Here's your last rep. Go ahead and press up. So try to come up as high as you can into this position. All right? And when you get up as high as you can, lower back down. Now, I want you to peel back from step 3 to step 2. Come back into the post position and elbow, because you were in the post position, and then back down onto the floor. Okay, there we go. Post to high pelvis. As you practice this movement, combine it with the first 2 steps. Press to elbow, elbow to post, post to high pelvis. Then come back down. Chunk it in any way that's comfortable for you. Repetition is key. The more you do it and the more you connect the dots, the more your body becomes comfortable with the exercise. Starts to feel good. As we move through this Turkish getup, it becomes a little bit more complicated. High pelvis to bend involves a few other little movements. So get really comfortable with these first few steps. If you're practicing, as I hope you are, you're learning that some of even the early steps are challenging. You're engaging your core a little bit more, and of course this one, posting on a single arm. Any last minute tips for your fan base out there, Tara? Anything you want to share?
Don't give up. You can do it.
All right, let's keep it fun. Here we go. We'll see you tomorrow. Step 4 is coming. Thanks for joining me.